Look how cute and sassy you are. You look like one of those like 80s librarian girls in the movies or something, or like in the 80s where it's like, oh, she's the nerdy girl, and then like you take off your glasses and go like this to your hair
and shake my hair. No, I'm not. No, I'm just dizzy.
Don't pass out. Don't do it.
No, I'm just blind. I had to put the glasses on. I'm giving my eyeballs a rest from my contacts, and I'm fine at home, except I can't read the chat. The chat is too far away on that screen.
So put it on right here.
I had to put the
what is happening, everybody? On. First of all, I would like to say a special hello and welcome to Frenchie, who I thought had abandoned us, but you know what, Frenchie, we didn't abandon you. You're still up on the wall, okay? You're still up there, so I'm glad that you're here. We've missed you a lot.
I know. We haven't seen you in forever.
What is happening?
Welcome, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, we're pretty sure it's Sunday.
I think. And listen, I apologize for the state of the hair, but, you know, I've got corona roots going on here.
I think it was just poor planning on your part.
Yeah, I was supposed to have a hair appointment last week.
What is going on, everybody? I'm Katy. This is Vikki, aka Victoria, aka Sexy Librarian.
Yeah.
Aka my fiance. Welcome to the show. Anyone who, for whatever reason, maybe has never tuned in before, doesn't know who we are. I don't know. There's probably a few extra people around that, you know, you're home when you normally aren't, and you're joining us for the first time. So welcome to you, and welcome back everybody else. I'm super happy to have you here and to get to hang out with you guys. What a weird, I don't even know, what a weird couple of weeks. What a weird.
It's a weird world right now.
Yeah, and a little bit scary. I hope everybody's staying safe and staying informed and taking this very seriously. I do want to say, if you know, we're in a state where it's like a suggested stay at home. It's not really, they haven't really done a stay at home order.
It's not been forced, but everything's closed. So
yeah. So if you're in a state where maybe they're not doing that, I hope that if you have the option to stay home, you are exercising that option and staying home. So hopefully this will have the lowest amount of impact as possible. But I mean, the reality is it's here and it's happening. So I think everybody's kind of in a weird mental state right now, and we're getting a little stir crazy.
People are talking in the chat about no thrifting, no sourcing. Well, I think we're going to talk about that on Wednesday. We're going to talk about some alternative sourcing outlets.
Yeah.
Because we're the same way. This is normally our Sunday haul show, and I will preface this by saying we have not sourced, so we have about 5 things to show you in the haul.
Yeah.
Total. And I have 1.
You know, we're always like bragging about how we don't have death piles. Like, oh, we're better than all of you people. We don't have any death piles. We just get stuff listed. Well, guess what? All you guys with death piles, I think you're the ones that are laughing now, because now you're like, I got work to do for the next 6 months.
Yep.
And we're like, we're running out of things to list.
Pretty much. But, you know, all I'm doing is what we're doing is we are listing fewer things each day to make our resources last, and tackling, you know, inventory projects on my part, and you know, big projects in general in the house. So
yeah, I just finished listing my last 6 items today that I had in my little notebook from my last photo sesh. I did do like a big bulk buy off of Barry about a little over a week ago. So between that and the last time I was able to go into yesterday's fits, I have about 75 items that I prepped yesterday, and tomorrow I'm going to be taking pictures of. So if I ration that out and don't list more than, let's say, 5 to 7 items a day, I mean, I'm still going to run out in 10 days. So
yeah. I have about 75 new items myself. And then I have, Crystal is dropping off 90. I think it's 90, might be 92 items that are all done and drafted that she did over this last week. So she's dropping that off tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll be at a safe social distance. But yeah, so I have those items so I can ration those and you know, but I have about 75 to list here, which I haven't done. I haven't photographed, I haven't listed. I've just been slowly doing my drops every day.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's kind of weird. We're getting some projects are being tackled. We're not working as long of hours because it's like we don't really have enough stuff to do. So we've pretty much been like quitting by around 3 in the afternoon. There's been a couple of naps that have happened.
That's the one thing that's kind of
quieter.
interesting, I have to say. I know, I've seen this floating around on social media, and I'm feeling the same way myself. I feel like this is, if nothing else, don't get me wrong, I understand the ramifications of this financially for many people, us included. We are not going to be immune to what is happening and what is going to happen for the foreseeable future. But if we can take that part aside, I feel like this is a bit of a reset, right? I mean, we have to, you're being forced to get back to basics with your family, with the staying at home. We actually have to look at each other, although there's still technology, so people are still on their phones and watching TV and watching movies and things like that. But, we've played some board games.
Yeah.
We've played cards. You're talking to your friends. I'm getting on the phone and talking to people more than I normally would. We're of that society where it's, I don't even answer my phone anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to do that. If it's not a text message or a private message on Facebook, that's about the extent of it. So I think that it's nice that we're getting back into that part, and maybe spending more time with our kids if you have kids at home.
Yeah.
Snuggling with the puppies more and the kitties.
Last night we played some games, and this one over here, she got a little crazy, guys. She had like 2.5 beers over a 2+ hour period.
Yep.
It was a little crazy. She was
That's
a little
me.
out of control.
Woo!
And then she promptly went to sleep. Pretty much.
It's not. It's not the corona. Stop it.
I'm in trouble. Anyway, guys, yeah, I know it's interesting because it's like, I mean, this is not like nothing that we've ever experienced in our lifetimes, or really it's like nothing anyone has ever experienced, because there in the past in our history, obviously there have been pandemics that have been just really really bad. Not to say blah blah blah, but this is the first time something like this is happening where we're all connected. So it's like this weird experience of like being connected to all these people all over the world, and we're all in it at the same time, and it's really scary and it's really strange, but we're living through it together, like we're all experiencing the same thing. So it's just like this weird disconnected connectivity, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, Carissa's talking about schools. Yeah, a lot of you are homeschooling your children. School is out, I think, all over the country right now. And for us, it's we're shut down. We live in Las Vegas. For those of you who don't know, Las Vegas is pretty much closed.
Yep.
There's no tourism right now, but none of the casinos are open. There is nothing to do. You can't go anywhere and do anything. So it's
honestly, the reality is, I think they started out some places canceling school for a week, and then 2 weeks, and then there's a 30-day lockdown, and it's like, I think the reality is this is going to be a few months. And so we kind of have to like sit with that and depend on each other, and kind of, I don't know. I saw Gary said that he found eggs and ground beef finally. We have everything that we need, but day before yesterday we went to a few different stores, and the one thing we couldn't get was eggs. And so then I got up yesterday early and went to 3 stores, and still no eggs. And but then one of our friends, we told him which ones we'd gone to, and he ended up going to Trader Joe's, and they had eggs. And so he got they were limiting them to two cartons. And so he came. He didn't even knock on the door. Like, he just came. I just saw his truck pull up, and then when I went and looked out there, the eggs were hidden under one of our totes. So
yep, he texted, "I dropped you off some eggs."
Yeah. So anyway,
so let's try and talk about some fun reseller stuff. I think we've, if you're anything like me and Katy, we're all a little bit obsessive about the information in the news that's all over media and on the the news itself. So let's use this time as an escape from that, because the reality is it's back and it's there. So it's not going anywhere.
So here's the deal. So we're gonna, we don't have a haul really today. I have a few, like, it's literally 5 things to show. Vikki has like 1. So we're gonna do our normal first part of the show where we show our numbers for the last week, and then the middle part of our show where we show things that we've sold over the last week, and then the last part's our haul. But we really only have a handful of things, so we'll probably just show the couple of things we have, and then maybe hang out with you guys a little longer depending on what's happening in the chat. But speaking of our sales for this week, we'll show the numbers here in a minute. You know, definitely we're seeing like some slowness, but this last week was okay.
Yesterday I had a very good day, but the majority of the week was like crickets.
Yeah.
So it's definitely slower than it has been, but it's not terrible.
My numbers are actually okay. Now, how long that's going to last, I don't know. But one of the things I want to say, guys, is that, you know, most of us anyway, are kind of stuck at home or staying at home. But there's still things that you're buying, even if you're not spending a lot, because maybe you're worried about finances or whatever. But let's say there's something you want to buy. I would encourage you to please think about buying it off of eBay, even if it's going to take a little bit longer. You know, let's try and support our fellow resellers. You know, if there's something that you want to get, but you don't necessarily need it immediately. I mean, most people, we're still shipping right away with our regular schedule. But yeah, just really be conscious, I guess, of supporting your other resellers, more so now than ever, because, you know, everybody's kind of, I'm sure, a little bit worried about, you know, what their numbers are going to be like moving forward. So let's go ahead and look at our numbers. Let's see. Let me pop this up here. I don't know. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You can start.
Okay.
You did better than me this week.
I know. I actually had an okay week. So, here we go. All right, so here we go. So, I mean, I didn't have a crazy high number of items going out on eBay, but I had like some decent high price stuff go out. So 19 things going out on eBay, 15 items between Etsy and Grailed, for a total of 34 items going out. My eBay gross sales, $1,469.70. My Etsy and Grailed combined sales, $843.05. So my total gross sales actually weren't bad, $2,312.75. My shipping, $121.78. My promotion fees between eBay and Etsy were $102.26. You know, my eBay went up. I think it was like $70 for this last week, or maybe like 60 something.
Some big sales. Promoted.
And then you can see my fees breakdown there, and my cost of goods, $295. So my gross average sale price, my total net sales, $1,541.47. So not too bad at all. And my gross average sale price, $68.02. So I'm pretty happy with that. I like to keep it above 60. And my net average sale price, $45.34. So yeah, so my numbers have actually stayed decent. Now I will say, a lot of my bigger sales I got because I sent out offers to buyers. So a lot of it I think has to do with being trying to be on the ball with that, be proactive, send out some big offers, give some deep discounts.
That's it. Get your stock moving. That's the thing. Katie and I are both people that talk about, you know, we list at higher price points. We sell our items for a little bit more money in some cases than some people do. And right now, the reality is, if you're trying to generate some cash flow in your store, then this is the time to be aggressive with your offers.
Yeah.
If you are able to accept offers on things that are more than what you paid for the item, do it. You know, I'm not somebody that will advocate that at all times, but right now, when you're trying to get some sales going and money is tight and sales have slowed down, that's kind of the way to do it. Offers to buyers and aggressive sales, and just do what you got to do to generate some cash flow.
Yeah, Jen says she sold around $100 the past 2 weeks, and 3 of them haven't paid. Let me tell you, Jen, I sent out a bunch of offers, and I woke up one morning it said I had a sale of $325 on this t-shirt. I sent an offer out. It's a Harley 3D emblem t-shirt. They accepted the offer, and that was like 5 days ago, and they still haven't paid.
Is that counted in your numbers?
No, it is not counted in my numbers. I did not count it because I knew that
highly likely, not paying.
After this many days, 0 feedback buyer, which isn't a big deal, except for the fact that I always think, like, if there's 0 feedback, maybe they don't understand how it works.
If they don't pay right
have
away,
to come back and pay. So yeah, so it was exciting for about 2 seconds until the days started going by and they didn't pay. So I was kind of bummed about that, but whatever. All right, let's see what you have for your numbers.
So my numbers were not as good as Katie's, but they're okay. 29 sales on eBay. I had 7 sales between Etsy, Poshmark, and Mercari. It was actually 2 Etsy, 2 Macari, and 4 on Posh, for a total of 36 orders went out. Not very many, actually. So 1,700 and change on eBay, $340 between Etsy, Posh, and Macari, for a total of $2,054 and change. My shipping was $194. My promoted listing fees are much lower than Katy's at $30 for the week, and $295 with eBay final value fees, Etsy fees, total cost of $550. My cost of goods was relatively low this week at $114. My total net sales, $13.90. My gross average sale price stayed pretty high at $57, and my net was $38 and change. So not too bad. One of the good things about not being able to source right now means that there are no sourcing expenses for the week. There are not that we show those every week, but personally, there are no sourcing expenses for the week. Crystal is dropping off the last of the items that she's done for me, so I will pay her tomorrow for 90 some odd items, and then I have nothing to give her for her to do. So you know, she's not going to have anything for a few weeks anyway, because I'm not going to have any ability to source anything. Right.
So your net sales were just under $1,400. See, I only did like $150 more than you net, and that just shows the difference in like our cost of goods.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on out of there. So yeah, I mean, it's like I'm still holding my breath because I don't know if that's going to be sustainable. I think it's all going to depend on like how we handle the next couple of months as a nation, because I think like I said, a lot of people are kind of like nervous about spending money because they aren't necessarily feeling super confident about their income over the next however much time. And if you are laid off right now, or if you're sellers like us, it's like you don't really, it's hard to know what's going to come up.
It's a little uncertain.
So people aren't going to be spending as much money, but they're also at the same time, they're also stuck at home and bored. I think you bought a pair of shoes the other day, didn't you?
Yep.
So
I did. So people are talking about, no one ever talks about the post office. Do you think there's any chance that it will shut down? I mean, as of right now, I don't think so. There are a lot of essential items that are shipped by mail, including medications. I don't see the post office ever shutting down. Will it be slowed down at some point over the next few months? That's quite possible. It may not be able to get your shipping out as quickly as it's gone. I think it'll take longer if we have a depleted force working at the post office, depending on how this affects the country. But I don't think they'll ever shut it down. Yeah. That's just my opinion. Of course, God, I hope I'm right, not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume that, it's going to go on as long as it can. So I would assume that, yes, there's going to be some people that might get sick that work for the post office and then they have to go home. But at the same time, because everything in a lot of places are on lockdown for non-essential stuff, I think that there's going to be less demand for shipping stuff overall. So they'll probably be able to handle it. I don't know.
We'll see.
Like our mail lady, like she's out by herself. So she's not doing a lot of interacting with people. So
the sorting centers and sorting branches are and things like that. But yeah.
So, well, hopefully they're taking measures to make sure people are safe. But
somebody asked, Mo asked, are FedEx offices open in California? FedEx offices are open everywhere. FedEx is not closed. They are considered essential. I do have a FedEx business account and I get daily updates in email. And that's country. It doesn't matter who they're sending them to, what state it's going to.
Yeah.
So
let's see, eBay reseller and Thrift King says he's in the cable business and they're working. So yeah, I think a lot of that kind of stuff is working. A lot of the places that they're shutting down, it's really where you have a lot of people together and interacting with each other and stuff like that.
Things like that. Yeah.
So
yeah, hair salons, nail salons, tanning salons, gyms, that type of thing.
Yeah.
People are in close contact or using materials over and over again. So
yeah. I would imagine though that it would. I mean, I don't even know what it would take for them to shut down the post office because it's really, I think it is pretty essential. And with people staying home, then there's even more reason for people to be able to use the mail service.
Yeah.
To be able to get the stuff that they need. I know a lot of people are doing, ordering stuff online, so they don't have to go out to stores.
Even the essentials. Yeah.
So, All right. Do we want to go ahead and get into solds? I think we have quite a few that we're going to show since we don't. Oh, I already got an offer on something.
Ooh.
I'm going to look at it on my phone, guys. What did I get? I guess they can't see it on the screen anyway. But so why don't we go ahead and start with you? Oh, that's a pretty good offer.
Oh.
All right, so why don't you tell us what you got here?
So this is actually just a photograph that also came with the negative that I picked up at an estate sale. It wasn't even in great shape. It just happened to be in a bunch of paperwork. And I paid $1. Paid $1 for it. It's the subject matter that made it so interesting, even though it has like that big crease across it, but it's handwritten on the back. Of what it is. It's a specific type of vehicle and there weren't too many of them. Mm-hmm. They were only made for a few years. So I thought that was a pretty cool sale. I paid $1. It sold for $53.57 plus shipping. It's actually going international.
Ooh.
So they paid like $17 to ship it. And
have you noticed an uptick in international orders?
Yes.
I have too. And I don't know is it just because maybe it's just because everybody around the world is kind of one lockdown and they can't leave anywhere, and so they're buying
I
stuff.
don't know, but I have definitely seen an influx of international sales this week.
It's really interesting. I'm getting yelled at, by the way, in the chat because I looked at my phone. Grandma Cheap's yelling at me.
Yep, see, because you yelled at me from my phone.
I will say I was announcing that I had an offer, and then I was looking at it because maybe I was going to share. I wasn't just like checking out of what the current conversation was while staring at my phone. Okay, big difference. Big difference.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm already going to kill her.
Already, you were going to kill me before.
2 weeks 2 weeks into social isolation, and I'm going to kill her.
All right, so that's you. Next one for me, or first one for me, this awesome Animal Bones t-shirt. I'm actually surprised it didn't sell sooner, but it's only been up for maybe, I don't know, 6 weeks or so. It's just a really cool all over print, or as some of us like to say, all over prints. Just a really cool all over print t-shirt, vintage 90s. I love it. I love this kind of stuff because it's like where it's like really specific. There's going to be like a really specific audience that's going to be wanting to buy something like this. Anyway, I sold it for the price you see there, $66.99. And this one is going to Australia. I haven't shipped it yet, but it's going to Australia. So I think like 5 or 6 of the items that I'm showing today are going international or went international. So definitely a big jump in international orders. I can only imagine it's got to have something to do with like people just being bored and stuck at home and maybe doing a little online shopping and stuff like that. All right.
The majority of my sales have been clothing this week too. Strangely.
Yeah, I did notice that. Like a lot of the ones you sent to me were clothing items. Anyway, just I love this shirt. I think it's cool. All right, next one for you.
So these, I don't even think I ever showed these in a haul, but I picked these up when we were in Arizona 2 weeks ago. We did our little sourcing weekend.
Oh man, we got that one in right under the radar.
I know, right? I paid $5 for these, and they're just the coolest bell-bottom pants, honestly. They appeared to be homemade or handmade. They were just cool.
Cool.
So I sold them for the price that you see there. They were listed for less than a week.
What's the price that we see there?
$69.95. Thank you.
And there's some people who watch or listen instead of being able to say out loud what we actually sold them for. And you charge shipping too.
Yes.
Very, very cool. All right. Let's see.
There were some, I'm going to tell you something. If I was a skinny person, those are the coolest bell-bottom pants ever.
Yeah. All right, so this t-shirt, Newfound Glory. So what's funny is this was a t-shirt that was when they did a video shoot for my friends over you. Yeah. A video shoot. And so I'm sure there aren't like a ton of these shirts out there. So when I got it, I mean, I've had it listed for months. I was like, I'm gonna price this at like $1 million. Yeah, it's priced at like $200. And I've gotten some like super low offers and stuff like that. I probably should have lowered the price a long time ago. But somebody offered me $150. I accepted. They paid, it took them like a day, but they paid $150. And I was super excited about it because this was after that other t-shirt had sold for $325 and they still haven't paid. So I was like, oh boy, here goes another one. But they paid. So I got $150. It's pretty exciting.
Sandra is singing my favorite song from Grease 2. I want to go.
Deep cut.
I want to see. OOL. Anyway, so I don't know why she's singing that in the chat, but I missed it.
Because I was saying cool, cool, cool.
Oh, okay.
And you were saying cool, cool about those pants. Anyway, ridiculous sale of a Newfound Glory t-shirt.
So this was a pretty decent sale. I didn't have this too long. I did take an offer for this. I sold it for $75. It is a very, very tiny, lightweight, packable type of sleeping bag. So it wasn't heavy at all. It could almost fit this. It went into like a poly bag, but a small poly bag. So I took an offer for $75. I think it cost me a little over it. And yeah, it was a pretty easy sale. Don't forget to look at sleeping bags. I know I talk about blankets all the time. Not all sleeping bags have good value, but if you recognize a high-end brand like a Columbia or REI or the North Face, those are the type of things that people buy. Yeah, somebody wanted the mummy sleeping bag, the body bag, Kara. I don't know.
How much did you sell it for?
$75.
$75. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right, next one for me.
Cool, cool, cool.
Cool, cool, cool.
Again.
This next one for me is this Perone aviation leather flight jacket.
I picked that one out for you, I think, didn't I?
No, you did not, but thank you for taking credit for it.
I thought I did.
No. No.
Wait, at least.
No. I didn't pick it out. No, I got this a couple weeks ago when Jesse, Esther's Fits, wanted to get rid of a bunch of stuff. And so I went over there and I made myself a huge stack of all the stuff that I wanted to buy. And this was one of the jackets. There were like probably 4 or 5 leather jackets in there. All this was done whilst Vikki was not even in the store. Oh. So you have an interesting memory there. Anyway, and I only paid $25 for it because he was trying to get rid of all this stuff, and I was surprised that he only charged me like $25 per leather jacket. So I paid $25. I believe this was one when I did a bunch of offers. Like when I do my offers, I like to give a significant amount off.
Me too. I get aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive. So I actually offered $175 for this, and somebody accepted it, and they paid $175. Again, I paid $25, guys. So I had it priced up pretty high, but I had it priced, I think, at a fair amount for what this jacket is. But $175 out of $25 is a really, really good flip, and it was within like a week of listing it. So I was pretty happy with that sale. This is just like a really cool. This is like a pilot. This is actually like a co-pilot jacket based on the little stripes there, but those can be removed. They put whatever they want on there, but this is like a pilot's jacket. Anyway, go ahead.
Next. So this one I sold this about 2 days after I listed it. I did show it in the haul video. I picked this up when we were in Arizona. I think this was at that store that I love that Katy hates, where I paid about $1 an item for things. This was just a really, really cool jacket. I think I could have held out. There was so much interest in it in the first couple of days that I probably could have held out for more, but sales being uncertain the beginning of this week, I took an offer on it. I accepted an offer for $75. Like I said, I paid $1. So I was trying to, flip it fairly fast. I think I could have held out once I saw the amount of interest there was, but I'm happy. $1 into 75, no problem.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next one for me is this sweet Gatorade racing jacket.
Oh, this is the one that Steve Rakin highlighted in his video this week.
That's true. Yeah,
I just didn't know it was yours.
Yeah, he did a show earlier this week where it was like vintage items that sold for over $100 on eBay or something like that, and this was one of them, and it was kind of funny.
But he didn't know it was you. Watching him struggle to figure out why it sold for so much, actually, which is vintage is just not his thing.
Well, so and he said it because that's the thing. It's so confusing when you look at a listing on eBay. Like it looks like it sold for $167.49. It did not. I didn't offer to buyers or offers, watchers, whatever. But it did sell for $115. So it still sold for over $100, but not $167.49. So it sold for $115. This was just a really cool jacket. It was really funny because he was like going through and then he was like, oh, Sizely, what's that Sizely? And he's like, this is really cool. And then he was like taking a picture of it so that he could remember about it later. But I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, I love this jacket. I probably could have sold it more after some more time, but again, just wanting to bring some money in, and I paid like $30 for this. So 30 into 115, I got it maybe a month ago at the most. Not a bad sale. And it got me on the Steve Rakin show. Woo woo! All right, go ahead.
This was a quick one. This one also I purchased on our Arizona trip. It was listed for about 2 days. It sold for the listed price for $129.95 plus shipping. This was something I had paid about $8 for at Savers. I did pick this one up at Savers. It looked like it was new, honestly. It had very, very it was crispy, as we say,
in a good way.
No signs of wear. But yeah, $129.95, and it was a very cool jacket. The Montfort is just a trucking company, so I don't really know what. I think it's just the style of the jacket is what sold it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. That's some pretty sweet ribbing on there.
Yeah, it was really cool.
All right, next one for me, Kara Cooper. Are you in the house, Kara Cooper? Yeah, I see her right there. She's been asking about this t-shirt. This is one of the t-shirts that she brought me from Florida. And as you guys know, I'm pretty much obsessed with Universal Studios stuff right now. Universal Studios vintage t-shirts. And this is just a super cool shirt because it's got Slimer from Ghostbusters. It's got E.T. It's got King Kong. It's got Jaws. I mean, it's got Back to the Future. It's got the it's got the Psycho House. I mean, it's just all kinds of cool stuff on this shirt. For sure. And when I first listed it, I got a few offers. I got a couple of offers for $100. And at the time I was just like, I'm going to hold out for more. I know I can get more. And then this last week, somebody offered me $100 and I'm like, I'm just going to sell it for $100 at this point. I don't think it's going to sell for much more than that. So got $100 for this sweet Universal Studios Florida t-shirt that I got from Miss Kara Cooper. So Kara, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And please send me all of the Universal Studios t-shirts forever and ever. Amen. Thank you.
Forever and ever. Amen.
Yes. I'm a little sad now, though, that it's gone. I shipped it out already, and it kind of makes me sad.
So these boots I also purchased in Arizona. I've sold quite a few of my items that I flipped very quickly, which is not my usual MO. But these were the vintage. They're 1960s LL Bean, duck boots, but they're leather instead of the vinyl on top. They do sell for quite a bit. They rolled into a sale right away before, like they were listed like 2 days and they rolled into a sale right away. So they sold for the price that you see there, which is $87 and change. And I only charged $6.95 shipping. Obviously, they cost more than that. They were closer to $14 shipping.
Yeah.
Because there was no real way to make them any smaller. They're just big, heavy boots. But I paid $4 for them, and they sold within a couple of days. So $4 into $87, yeah. I'm okay with.
I do want to give a shout out to Emily Savaco, who I believe is finally at her new home.
She's in Albuquerque.
She's been prepping to move from California for like the last, I don't know, at least a year or so, and dealing with that whole cross-country move thing. And man, what a time to be moving. But I'm glad that you...
Not cross-country, but...
Well, whatever. Close
sorta.
Enough.
Sorta.
Sorry. I didn't know you were going to diminish her adventure. Okay.
I was not diminishing it.
Anyway, Emily, we are glad that you have made it to Albuquerque, and I hope that you're getting settled in, even though things are a little bit crazy right now, to say the least. But I guess you've got lots of extra time to stay at home and get your house set up, hopefully. Anyway.
I do want to answer one question there by Andrew. If you highlight that question, talk about things rolling into a sale. So I personally, and I'll answer my answer to this, and Katie's is about the same. We both run sales constantly in our store. So my sales run Wednesday to Wednesday, and then I would start a new sale, and I do my entire store on sale at any given time. So sometimes it's 30%, sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 15, whatever. I try to alternate it every week to a different amount. And what I meant by it rolled into a sale is that usually I check off do not include new items in the sale as I'm listing them, because I give them at least a few days before they go into the sale at full price. In this case, I had actually listed these on a Tuesday, and I redid my sale the next day on Wednesday. So they automatically went into the brand new sale, even though they hadn't been listed very long. That's what I meant by that.
And I always have a sale running. Mine go Monday to Monday, but I do allow all my new listings to automatically roll into those sales. So it's usually within anywhere from a half an hour to hours later, whatever I list will go to the on sale price. So, but that's something that you can definitely set up.
And is there any reason why I choose Wednesday, Corey? No, not at all. Just it's random. I just pick it and stuck with it.
Yep. All right. Next one for me. Let's go into some Grailed sales. So I went for a while without having any sales on Grailed, and then all of a sudden this last week I've gotten a number of them. Nothing crazy, but still. This Dallas Cowboys football sweatshirt, I actually sold it to Canada. And so you'll see that price. You'll see that there's like a crossed out 47, but then the price says 59. Yeah, it actually, so the original price I listed at was 47, and then it went down to, I think it was at like 30, let's see, 59, 30. I think it was probably down to like 40 something or 39. I don't know. Anyway, this includes shipping though. So the total price they paid was $59, and that includes the shipping. So that's why it's a higher price than the crossed out price. But I sold it for 59, and that went to good old Canada. And again, this is like one of those Salem sportswear tags that I really like. Not that exciting of a graphic, though. I will say this is kind of a pretty tame, boring graphic for that tag. But all right, next one for you.
This is an item that I picked up at a warehouse type sale a few months ago, maybe early fall, late fall. I paid $7 for it. It's just this vintage wool heavy Icelandic skirt. It actually comes with a brush to clean it. It's the weirdest thing.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. But it sold for the price that you see there. It was the sale price, so $87.07. It's an odd price, but it's 33% off of $129.95. I hardly ever go over 30% in sale prices. I did 33 this week.
That's being a little bit more aggressive. How weird is that?
Yeah.
Like seriously, I always do 30%, and this week I was like, I'm gonna do 33.
I was gonna be a little bit more aggressive because sales were a little bit frighteningly slow toward the end of the week last week. So not that 3% is a big deal, but anyway. So sold for $87.07. I've sold a lot of vintage this week.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, next one for me, another Grailed. So this one is interesting. This is a.
Why does he have no pants on?
Why are you saying that?
Because
he never has pants on. You're obscene. Your face is obscene. Arizona Wildcats satin starter jacket. So this one, so for anybody who hasn't been on Grailed, so when somebody makes an offer, so you have your price, and I have mine set up for shipping. So I think I just have a blanket thing where it's like $8 US shipping, $25 for any other countries. I don't pay attention to like how much it weighs because you don't put in weights or anything like that. And so that's how I do it. But if somebody makes you an offer, like if they were to buy this for $85, if it said $85, they bought it for $85 and they're in another country, it would add the shipping on top of that. But if they offer you $85, then you have to pay for the shipping out of that. So it kind of works opposite of what eBay does. So anyway, this person offered me $100, but they were in Australia, and I was like, sorry, I can't go that low. It's going to cost me, close to $30 to ship it. So I just can't do it. And so then he came back and he offered me 85, and I'm like, what the F, dude? Just like that. Because I'm like, why is he offering me even less? And then I realized, and then he was like, oh no, this is good. I'm going to be giving you a US address. So he must have found like a forwarding company or something like that up in Washington that would made it cheap enough for him. So anyway, so he offered me 85, and it was going to be US shipping. And I was like, yeah, I might as well just sell it. Like I think I paid like at the most $30 for it. I know it's not as big of a sales I normally would get with a jacket like this, but again, bringing in those sales, bringing in some money, keeping things going, got to be able to pay the rent and buy the food to stockpile in our house, so I went ahead and made that sale. So domestic sale, but it's actually going to Australia once it hits Washington. So all right, next for you.
This is an item that I sent an offer out for. I've had this for quite a while. It's just another vintage type of Persian wool coat with the 3/4 sleeves. It's a crop jacket, has mink collar. I don't know. It's pretty
very
cool.
luxurious.
I think I spent $10 for this, maybe 15 at most. I sent an offer for 85, buyer accepted. Hasn't shipped out yet. It was actually, I sold it yesterday. So it sold for $85.
Nice. I want to pet it. It looks soft. All right, let's jump over to Etsy for me. So this t-shirt, I actually picked this up in...
You're lucky you didn't get the t-shirt taken down.
I know, right?
Because of the bots these days.
I know. So so I picked up this t-shirt in Arizona when we went to the bins there. I only got 2 t-shirts. This was one of them. And it was just dirty. I bleached it and everything, and it's still stained all over the place.
Gross. It's gross.
It's washed, it's clean, but it's, you know, just beat up. And I'm going to admit I did buy it because of what's going on with the coronavirus. Now, is this particular mask supposed to be used for combating the virus? I don't know if this one can be used for that. It's like a cooling mask. I don't know, guys. But it's close enough as far as just I don't know what people are paying attention to.
It's topical.
It's topical. That's the word I was looking for. It's topical. Anyway, so I have a guy who buys once every couple of months from me. He's in New York, and whenever he does buy, it's like he's gone for a couple of months, and then he shows up and he buys 7, 8 things. So he bought like 8 t-shirts from me, and this was one of them. And so I like woke up to like over a $250 sale on Etsy, and I was like, what? But this was it. This was one of the items. So let's see what it sold for. I had just listed this too, so it was only up for like maybe a day. So it did not go on sale. So I sold for $47.99, guys. Never in a million years would I've even looked at this shirt before all the stuff happening right now with the coronavirus. It's just weird, but I paid maybe $1 for it. Not even that.
I'm pretty sure I paid for it.
Yeah, you did pay for it. $47.99.
So you paid nothing for it.
Pretty much $47.99 for this t-shirt. All right, next one for you.
This was a fun sale. The customer has sent me a couple of messages since. She said it feels like it was custom made for her. It fits her so nicely. I love this jacket. When I saw it hanging on the end of the rack, I paid $10 for it. I saw it hanging on the end of the rack, and immediately it had Lily Pulitzer vibes to me. I've never been able to confirm that it's a Lily Pulitzer or vintage Lily fabric, but it very well could be. There are no tags anywhere on this. It was just very, very well made. So I paid $10 for it. Customer purchased it. They offered me $115, which I had it on sale for $133. I think $115 is one of those fantastic offers when people make things like that.
Yep.
So it sold for $115 plus shipping. The buyer loves it. She's already left good feedback, and she's already sent me like 3 messages. She's like, I never spend this much on vintage clothing. I love this jacket so much.
Nice.
So I'm so glad that it went to somebody that would appreciate it. I often buy things that I think are beautiful that I know I could never wear. I don't have the body type to wear most vintage clothing, and most vintage clothing was made for much smaller people. People were much smaller than they are now. But I love, love, love this jacket.
Yeah,
I would wear
awesome.
this if it were my size.
It's very, very cool. All right, next one for me. Actually, the last 3 items I'm going to show you guys all went international. So this one is a Laughlin, Nevada Laughlin River Run t-shirt, vintage 90s. It's worn, it's faded. And you can see I always disclose that, just worn and faded. It didn't have any holes, but it's just overall it's worn and faded. But anyway, somebody bought it. It was on sale. It went to, it hasn't shipped yet, but it's going to France. Ooh la la. It's going to France.
Really?
And yes, and it's on sale. So it was sold for $62.99. Plus they paid shipping. Yes, really. I'm not even kidding.
Laughlin is like the white trash stepsister, ugly stepsister of Las Vegas.
Somebody in France basically paid $100 so that they could have his t-shirt. They're probably gonna have to pay a fee on top of that for, for their customs and all that. But yes, this one's going to France. $62.99.
I don't understand it.
Plus shipping. Whatever. It's a cool t-shirt, man. Look at that guy. Look at that little biker dude. Hold on. Get a little close up and look at him. Look at him. He's like, yee-haw, yee-haw, I'm gambling, I'm riding through the desert. Flippity, skippity doo.
Shut up. You might be selling Mr. Hanky.
Howdy ho, everybody. I'm just riding my bike. Going through the desert, everybody. in France. Oui, bonjour, everybody. Jacques Cousteau, parlez-vous français? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, next. Get together. Be a professional. You crying now?
Oh my God. I can't stop laughing.
All right, let's look at this
right.
dowdy dress of yours.
It's a very, very modest dress. Yes.
That's another word for dowdy. Yes.
Yes, it's another word for dowdy. I think I paid $4 for this, maybe. I've had it listed for just a couple of months. Yes, I am crying. I'm laughing so hard.
It's true.
It sold on Etsy, and it sold for.
Oh, I'm supposed to do this now?
Yes, do your job.
How much it sell for?
It sold for. It was actually $70. It sold for $69.95.
The way you said that made it sound like you said sexually, which it does look like a sack. So.
Oh my God.
All right.
You are not well.
All right, next one is this awesome McGregor Ramjet Car Club jacket. This is vintage 50s or 60s. It's okay if you don't know exactly when something was made, if you have a general idea. So that's why I put 50s or 60s in there. Yeah, so this is just a really, I think, a pretty cool jacket. And let's see, it's got a really awesome quilted, interesting lining going on in there on the inside. It looks pretty fabulous. And this has been listed for maybe a month and a half. It hasn't been like a crazy long time, but it's just a really cool jacket. And this one, I already shipped it out. It went to Japan, and they paid, there was a 10% off sale going, so they paid $89.99 plus shipping to Japan. Just a really awesome jacket. I love like these old, like I do a lot of like t-shirts and sweatshirts and jackets that are like, you know, kind of under streetwear. Obviously this is not a streetwear item. I do really like some of these old jackets and stuff like that. I think they're pretty cool. So I was excited about that sale.
So Sharon is in the chat asking about Sizely, start to finish, things like that. We've done a couple of videos on Sizely. If you go, we actually, Katy actually does the instructions for Sizely. When you subscribe to Sizely, one of your second emails that you get from the company is the video that Katy did. So there are some videos on Sizely if you go back through our old ones. So
yeah, for sure. All right, next one or last one for you. What you got? What you got?
This one I've had listed forever. You know, sometimes you're like, ugh, you think it's something cool. I mean, but here's the thing. I haven't used this mannequin in a year.
So that's how long you've had it?
That backdrop in a year. So I've had it for quite a while on Etsy, and it finally sold. I think I paid $10 for it. I wouldn't have paid more than that, but I think I paid about $10.
Okay. So it sold for
$89.95. I don't know why, but it finally sold. It's been every price point under the sun on eBay, but it finally sold on Etsy.
Very nice. All right, last one for me, you guys. I mean, come on. Why did it take so long for this jacket to sell? It's super dope. This is an amazing Bugle Boy jeans, two-tone, color blocked, kind of orangey denim jacket, and it is awesome. But I've had it for a little while, maybe like 6 months. No, maybe like 4 months. But I just think it's a pretty cool jacket. Ended up selling this to a buyer in Switzerland. So I'm telling you, I had a lot of international sales this week, a lot of really big international sales this week. It sold to a buyer in Switzerland. They paid, it was 10% off, so $89.99 plus shipping was this jacket to Switzerland. So I was pretty happy with that. All right, I'm going to stop that screen share. Stop that screen share. Anyway, that's about it.
That's it.
All right, bye.
You've got a couple of haul things you wanted to show.
Well, I got, so Barry, he sent me, I think he sent Vikki a message first, and then I messaged him and I was like, I hear you got some stuff. What do you got? Send me some pictures. So he sent me a few pictures and he's like, I got a bunch of t-shirts and stuff. And just glancing at the pictures he sent, I saw some ones that I was definitely interested in. And so he basically was like, listen, there's definitely stuff there I like. I'm not going to be able to pay more than $10 a shirt. And so then he said, well, you know, do you want to meet up or I can bring them by your house? And I'm like, heck yeah, bring them by the house. So it's always awesome when I get the stuff brought to me. And so he brought like, it was like 3 or 4 garbage bags filled
in
with
the
stuff.
pouring rain.
Oh yeah, it was like crazy raining here. And actually, like, he had picked out stuff specifically that he thought I would like, and he did a great job because the majority of the stuff I bought. Like, he left with just a small garbage bag filled with stuff, and everything else I kept. So I bought something like 50 t-shirts from him, some really cool stuff. And then I also was able to this last week go in just real quick and get a few more things from yesterday's fits before the whole world shut down here in Vegas.
They weren't even open when you went, right?
No, they weren't open. They weren't open.
They were privately working there, so
yeah, pretty much. Anyway, so I have enough to do a whole haul today, but the thing is that Vikki doesn't. So it basically would just be me showing t-shirt after t-shirt after t-shirt, and she'd want to murder me. So see, look at her face. And plus, she'd probably just end up looking at her phone the whole time. So, and then I get
and
then I get real mad. How you? What? So rude. Anyway, so a couple things I got from yesterday's fits that I've already like prepped these. That's why they're on hangers. This is probably like one of my favorite things this week. Speaking of our buddy Oliver Print t-shirt. This is just a really, really cool one. It's called the Sanctuaries, and it's got like a bunch of national parks on it. So it's like Grand Canyon National Park. There's Bryce Canyon National Park. It's just really, really cool. Zion National Park. It's an awesome t-shirt because it's like kind of like a tie-dye thing going on. It's got animals on it. It's got like it maps and it says the Sanctuaries. It's clean. So rude. Anyway, I think it's a beautiful t-shirt actually, and I'm
beautiful.
It is beautiful. Okay, it's very beautiful. We're gonna have a romantic dinner later. You're not invited.
Okay.
Anyway, just an awesome t-shirt. I intend to sell it minimum $100. I might price it at like $150, but I'll probably let it go for $100. But I mean, come on, guys. It's a beauty. It's a beauty.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. I'm feeling very romantic.
Guys, she's not gonna make it a month in this house.
No, I think you're wrong. I think you're not gonna make it a month in this house. Anyway, this is one I've had my eyeball on at yesterday's fits for a while now. It's just an awesome fade to it, but this is a Raiders all over print t-shirt. Very, very cool t-shirt. Oliver Prints. And actually what's really cool about this one is it doesn't actually say, I don't think it says anywhere the team location, which is good. Like if you're now you're a big Las Vegas Raiders fan. It doesn't say Oakland Raiders. It doesn't say Los Angeles Raiders. It's just Raiders. And so it's fabulous. It's got a nice all over fade. It's a very, very nice fade to it.
Yep, Sandra might be correct. Vicki's going to put Katy outside with a sign around her neck, free to a good home. She's driving me batty today, guys. Stop with that weird face. Get another dumb t-shirt.
You're a dumb t-shirt. This is one of the ones from Barry. And it's spectacular. I got so many good ones from Barry, but I only brought like 1 or 2 of the ones from him. This one is a kick-ass 80s skydiving t-shirt. How cool is this? It is in fantastic condition. I think the graphic is really cool. And I'm going to sell this for $1 million. So shut your face. No, I'll probably sell it for like 60. But super, super cool t-shirt. All right, nerds out there. Nerds, I got 2 t-shirts left. But where are my nerds at?
I have one thing to show.
Yeah, when I'm finished.
Okay. Sorry.
Anyway, where are my nerds at? This one is a Star Tours, a vintage Star Tours t-shirt, single stitch. in
Ooh.
fabulous condition.
Neon. Does it glow in the dark?
Which I don't know. Is this, when was Star Tours? Was it in the 80s? Is that when they started doing Star Tours? When
Yeah.
did they start doing
That's
Star
an
Tours?
80s tag.
Okay. So it's a really great condition, and it's actually a really nice size. But I paid up a little bit for this. I think I paid like 40 for this.
Oof.
I know. But I intend to sell it for, again,
$1 million.
$1 million. No, minimum 100. I need to do some research and stuff, but it is a pretty fabulous t-shirt. I don't know. It might glow in the dark. I should check
Jennifer
it out.
says if I give you a dozen eggs and a pack of toilet paper with the sign around your neck, you're going to go real fast.
I know, it's true.
We even have some hand sanitizer. So, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
I think they might even actually pay me to take her.
All right, guys. Last one. This, gotta love the tie-dye job somebody did on this post t-shirt.
Are you sure that didn't come that way?
I don't think it came this way. Maybe it did. But anyway, this is
our favorite Vegas resident.
This is a O.J. Simpson. It's his mugshot t-shirt, and it says "Trial of the Century" up here. It says "Trial of the Century," and then down here it says "Justice for All," and it's his mugshot, and it's got like the little.
He does live here in Vegas.
Yeah, but this is a single stitch. This t-shirt was definitely from. You can see it's the this tag is from basically mid 90s, which is when the trial happened. So it's definitely this is a really cool t-shirt. I don't know, have no idea how much this is going to go for. Haven't done any research on it. I probably paid like $30 for it, but I'll be able to sell this for, I'm sure I'm going to move 100. If not,
all right,
150.
we do realize the coronavirus briefing is interrupting our live show, so I'm going to show my last thing.
Well, people can go and watch it whenever they want to watch it.
All right, just
we don't need to watch it live.
So I'm going to actually stand up to show this. I went and purchased this on Facebook Marketplace, keeping my social distance.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $35. It is a vintage 60s Snoopy, not Snoopy sheets.
It's upside down.
It's upside down.
Here, hold on. Okay.
Snoopy comforter. It's really big. It's either a queen or a king size.
It's huge.
It has Snoopy the Red Baron on it.
It's awesome. Pull it more your way.
It's like a coverlet, like a blanket coverlet. Can everybody see?
Yeah, there we go.
It's got a couple tiny spots on it, but it's not too bad.
It's awesome.
I paid $35. I can't find any that have sold, and there is one listed right now in another color for $500. Now, I think that's excessive, but I do think I could get at least $200 to $300 on it.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, those Snoopy sheets did sell right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they sold last week, and they sold to Japan. They sold 5 minutes after I listed them.
Yeah. So that's our haul, guys.
That's it. That's the haul.
Anyway, yeah, there is a briefing going on.
Yeah,
right
Gary,
now.
I'm with you. I think I'm going to list it for around 300. I expect to sell for 200 to 250. So, and I expect it'll probably sell to Japan.
But yeah, make sure that if you haven't already tuned us out to go watch the briefing, make sure you do go back and watch it. Make sure you listen to what the doctor says, because he seems to know what he's talking about.
Let's not get political.
I'm not. You made it political by saying that. Anyway, listen to what the doctor says.
I didn't. I said go watch the briefing. I didn't say
you did, but you said the word political. Stop. Anyway, guys, anybody have any questions? I don't know. Yeah, Retail Rehab says, thanks for running down your grilled shipping. Yeah, it's so confusing the way they do that, because whenever you do offers on eBay, and people will try to sneak in the and free shipping, even if you charge for shipping. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, it doesn't work that way. Well, on Grilled, it pretty much kind of does, because whatever they offer includes shipping. So it's a little confusing.
Danny is correct. Bottom line, everybody stay the F home.
Yeah.
Stay home.
Well, she didn't say stay the F home.
I did. I'm paraphrasing.
You gave her a potty mouth. She doesn't appreciate it.
I'm paraphrasing.
She doesn't appreciate it.
Everybody stay home.
See, Sandra just wants me to do the motorcycle guy's voice again. Anyway, guys, I don't know. I might need a nap after this. It's definitely been a stressful. It's been a crazy. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what to call it.
Tommy in Seattle asked, how does Yesterday's Fits find their awesome shirts? They are a retail establishment. People go in and sell their items to them. They bring they buy from people off the street, but they also go out and source at flea markets in the Rose Bowl and anything else.
And they have, they've been doing this for a long time, so they have lots of contacts, and so they do big bulk buys off of different people. I know recently Jesse said he was going to do like a big private bulk buy. So they have a lot of different ways that they get their stuff, but they definitely, people bring their stuff to them. So
we're just going to say, like, we're not going anywhere. We're still going to do our Wednesday and Sunday show. We may throw some shows in there when we get bored throughout the week as well. We're doing our best to stay as lighthearted as we can. We're not going anywhere. We're all still selling, and we may not have much of a haul to talk about, but we can still talk about our solds. We can talk about sales strategies. We can talk about what's working and what's not working. We can have some virtual hangout sessions. So we'll do the best we can to stay here. This is definitely, as Kara says, these are uncertain times. None of us have ever lived through anything remotely like this in our lifetimes, and God willing, we won't again. But nobody really knows what's happening or what's on the horizon. All I have to say is just, stay home. Take care of yourself and your loved ones, and
focus on the things you can control. But I do really want to say that I hope people are taking this very, very seriously, because let me tell you, I joke all the time. I even joke about the virus and stuff because it is the way that people cope, is through humor. But the reality is it is very serious, and I'm continuing to see people not taking it seriously, seeing, people on my Facebook feed going out and hanging out with people, their friends, and even when they live in a city where it's been recommended to stay at home. So I
play games virtually. Get on StreamYard like we're doing, talking to you guys. You want to talk to your friends, you want to have a hangout session, everybody get on their computer and drink and talk if that's what you want to do. But stay the frig home.
Yes, please, please, please take it seriously. And you can take it seriously, and it doesn't mean that you are hysterical, okay? It means that you are trying to do your best to protect yourself and protect those people, the other people that live in this world alongside you. And so please pay attention. Definitely take social media breaks, because it is a lot. There's a lot of it out there.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting. But stay informed and pay attention to what's going on, and take it seriously, please. I'm begging you.
Sandra says, Rebecca and I started a puzzle together. We almost got into a fight.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that'd be Katy and I. Not doing puzzles.
Boy.
Not doing puzzles.
We might fight over a puzzle.
We might go finish our Trivial Pursuit game we started last night, though.
Yeah, we started it, but this one got too drunk, so they're 2.5 beers.
I was tired.
Anyway, guys, well, I guess we're gonna wrap this up early. Oh, David's already wishing me an early happy birthday. Yeah, mine's in April, so it's coming up. So I guess I'm probably gonna have a birthday.
And David, happy birthday. We haven't seen you in a while. He said today is his birthday.
Yeah, nice to see you. Happy birthday. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But listen, guys, yeah, you can't go out and hang out with your friends, but man, we live in the best time in the world to be on lockdown at home. You have access to the internet. You can hang out with your friends. You can do virtual hangout parties. You can, there's nothing keeping you from hanging out with your friends.
There's so many ways that you can enrich your life right now with all the free information being sent out, the virtual tours of all these worldwide art exhibits and museums.
All these musicians are doing live shows.
Free concerts live. Yeah, it's great stuff.
It is really cool. All right, so we're going to wrap this up, and thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. I'm going to go, I think, cuddle some puppies.
AKA take a nap.
Well, I don't see what the difference is there. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, thanks, guys. We appreciate you, and we will see you on Wednesday.
Bye.